Welcome to my first psychedelic harm reduction information video. In this video we're going to be discussing alternatives to LSD. If you can't acquire LSD, here are some almost as good drugs. So number one, 1p-LSD. I thought 1p was almost exactly the same as LSD. I can't tell them apart. If you were to give it to me and not tell me which was which, I would think they're the same drug. 1p-LSD is a damn good experience. If you've never tried LSD, you should definitely grab some 1p before it gets banned. So another one that's also just like LSD is ALD-52, the famous ALD-52, which is a little bit harder to make, I understand, than LSD. You have to supposedly have LSD to make it. So it's available now for the first time since the 1960s when it was, I guess, invented. But I've tried it. I can't, like 1p, I can't tell the difference. It seems exactly like LSD to me. It's supposedly associated with happier feelings rather than the negativity that can sometimes accompany an acid trip. But I like ALD-52. I call it the sunshine too, as well, and you should definitely try it. You know, it might not be around for long. If you can get it now, you should get it while you can. All right, so number 3 is ALD-LAD, and ALD-LAD's different than the other two in that I can definitely tell it's the difference between ALD-LAD and LSD. It's a different feeling altogether. It's kind of weird, it's kind of awkward for me to recommend it because the first time I did it, I took 150 micrograms or one hit, and I felt like it was kind of like the most underwhelming experience I've ever really had with psychedelics. So for me, really, I wouldn't bother with ALD-LAD unless you're going to take like 300 micrograms. For the other two, 1p or ALD, I would recommend starting with one hit, whatever the one hit is. I think it's 100, both of them. The blotters that are going around now, I believe they're 100, 150. Anyway, I wouldn't go too high in your first time with 1p or ALD. Just take one hit and see how you like it. But ALD-LAD, it's sort of like when I took 150 micrograms, I was under fucking whelmed. It was like kind of like acid light, but very light. Like 150 micrograms felt like maybe like 50 micrograms or 40 micrograms of acid. It was like half a hit, basically, is what it felt like. Take about 300. Don't be a pussy. It's supposed to be a harm reduction video, so I'm kind of wary to say that, but maybe a hit and a half, somewhere, 250 or something, 200. 150 micrograms does not do it for me with ALD-LAD. Sorry, for me personally. So the number 4 drug that I'm going to recommend is the only one on this list that I personally have not tried, but LSZ is supposedly similar to acid, takes a little bit longer to kick in, maybe more closed eyes visuals. It's supposedly easier to identify, like between LSZ and LSD, you can actually tell like differences. But like I said, it's the one I haven't tried. I'd like to, and hopefully somebody makes a batch of it and it comes back around one of these days. Maybe it will. It's one of probably the thing I want to try the most, and I don't know, hopefully I'm able to get some one day, but it's right up there, supposedly very similar to acid. So the last one that I have tried this one, and I'm putting it at number 5 because I didn't really like it. ETH-LAD was kind of, or ETH-LAD, I don't know. I've only like seen them written, I've never actually talked about it, so ETH-LAD I'll call it. It kind of sucks, actually. I didn't really like it. Like, it's got like okay visuals and it's fairly strong, actually. Whereas I said with ALD-LAD you should probably try 2 hits. If you get ETH-LAD, I would actually recommend taking half a hit, like 75 mics, or I guess they're down to 100 now, I think, the blotters, so maybe 50 mics would even be better. I had some side effects with ETH-LAD that I was not crazy about it, and I'm not going to do it again. I've still got a couple hits. Probably just give them away to somebody. They're not it's not what I was expecting. Whereas ALD-LAD was just like this cool, like different kind of similar to acid but different. ETH-LAD just was, it was the least like acid out of everything on this list. It was like its own drug, but I guess it probably has fans, and I'm sure like there are people that like it. I did it twice, and the second time it made me feel kind of icky and sick, and it gave me like weird sort of sensations that I wasn't crazy about. So I won't be doing ETH-LAD again. So that rounds out my top 5 drugs that are kind of like acid, but not acid. And maybe you should give one of these a try if you're into the psychedelic experience but unable to acquire acid. And unlike acid that you buy at a festival or whatever, you don't really have to test these. It says right on the blogger what they are. You're getting them from fairly reliable sources. I guess they're still drugs, but yeah, try them out. 1p, ALD, ALD, LSD, or ETH-LAD, all similar to acid, and you know, it's kind of like the same experience, similar but different, except for 1p and ALD. They're almost exactly the same. I don't think most people would be able to tell the difference.